안녕하세요.
저번 영상에서는 저희가 이제 이프가 한국에 온 지 5개월 정도가 되었기 때문에 이프가 한국에 대해서 기대했던 점 그리고 와서 느꼈던 생각들에 대해서 얘기를 해보았고, 오늘은 이제 이프가 한국에 살면서 느꼈던 문화 충격이라든지 아니면 되게 신기했던 점들에 대해서 얘기를 해보려고 합니다.
네.
So, you've been in Korea for almost 5 months. What was the most biggest culture shock for you?
I think comparing UK from Korea is so much more convenient. It's so comfy to live. Like, there's lots of little things that make it really convenient, I think.
What kind of little thing do you think?
Inside certain convenience stores, you can buy your food, cook and eat in the convenience store. We don't have that in the UK.
Oh, yeah.
You just buy your food and take it home. There's microwave in the convenience store and even like hot water so you can make ramen. I think that's so comfy, especially like as a student. I can just eat between classes, but I can have like proper hot food.
I'm always thinking like, if I open a convenience store at UK, it would do nice.
I think lots of British people would like it, especially students. I think it's so comfy for students. Another thing that's really convenient is when you're traveling, transfer fee. Yeah, if I have to take 2 buses, there's no transfer fee. So it's just a certain price for both buses, right? That's
also,
really nice.
I remember that in London, one bus ride was almost over £2.5. That's crazy. And if you're taking, like, if you're transferring to other bus, you have to pay it separate.
Yeah.
So it's like £5 for 2 rides.
It's quite expensive, to be honest. So yeah, I think that's so comfy, especially because Seoul is quite big. So if I want to go from one side to the other, sometimes I do need to transfer.
Yeah.
But I can just do it all in one payment. I like it.
I think this is one of the best things from Korea.
And I feel like even just to begin with, transportation isn't that expensive. And I want to mention buses in specifically. You have to remember to tap off.
Oh yeah.
There was a time when I first came to Korea, I didn't know you had to like tap off. That was a hard lesson to learn. I think buses are really comfortable here. They have less seats.
Yeah, it is.
Which I found kind of surprising. Like, there's so much room to stand in the middle, whereas in the UK, it's just all seats. There's nowhere to stand, really. And also, they have pregnant seats here for pregnant women, which is so nice. I think the UK should have this because it makes sense, right?
Yeah.
And another thing, your guys' buses are only 1 floor.
Oh.
We have double.
We do have double ones, but it's not for Seoul transportation. It goes to outer part of Seoul. So it takes lots of rooms. Usually in Seoul, it's just 1 floor.
Yeah, which makes the buses so crowded, especially in like rush hour, like when everyone's leaving work. Oh, it's crazy.
But one thing that you told me that was when you're in the transportation, usually some people stare at you.
Yeah. I guess that's one thing, because I'm white, I'm a foreigner. Usually either elderly people or kids. I don't really mind kids because I feel like kids always stare, but sometimes elderly people tend to like stare at me. It makes sense to like, look at someone, right? But they look for a little bit too long. In the UK, we are more likely to like smile if you make eye contact like for a long time, whereas Korean people don't really smile. So I'm not sure what they're thinking. I don't think they're doing it in a mean way, but because they don't smile, I'm not sure how they think.
But usually in Korea, if people smile at each other, it can be a little more weird. We don't really smile at each other on a random. So we talked about transportation things. Can you talk more about some price about food or shopping price?
Oh yeah, so groceries in Korea a lot more expensive, especially fruit, which is so sad because I used to eat quite a bit of fruit back in the UK because you can get them for quite cheap. I mean, they're not like the best quality, but it's healthy, so you want to eat it. Whereas here, I feel like there's no cheaper fruit. It's all just really high quality, but I can't afford high quality fruit.
just so expensive for fruits.
Yeah, we are just two people, but if I'm just eating it by myself while Sang-yoon's at work, like, I can't afford to pay an expensive price. I don't think I can eat it in time. They sell like bigger portions as well. Speaking about shops, I was really surprised how late shops open. I guess in the UK maybe they open to like 6 or 7, which I thought was kind of late, but here I can still go shopping at like 9, 10 p.m, which is crazy to me. I mean, actually I kind of like it because you can still do shopping after your dinner.
You wanted to do some convenience store shopping at 3 a.m. It was your bucket list.
I just think it's kind of fun because, especially if Sang-yoon finishes work, he finishes at 6. But in the UK, the shops are closed at 6. So you can't do anything after your work. Whereas it feels like at least you can do stuff because they're still open.
Yeah.
Like, even if we just need to go to E-Mart to get dinner, we can still do that. I think it's comfy. Another place where there is a little cultural difference was cafe.
Yeah.
So, number 1, you guys are obsessed with Americano, iced Americano.
That's true.
It's crazy.
I don't really like Americano because I'm weak with caffeine. But most of Koreans have iced Americano for just after their meal. They tend to just drink it.
Yeah.
It's like a drug.
I feel like I always see people carrying coffee cup like this.
So we call it 얼죽아.
얼죽아?
얼어 죽어도 아이스 아메리카노. It means even if you die from cold, we drink ice Americano.
That's crazy. And also in cafes, I noticed a lot of people study in cafes. I just want to go to have a drink and just like look on my phone, do something casual, but I can't find a seat because everyone is studying. I mean, it kind of makes sense. I think it's nice to study in a cafe, but it's not really something we do in the UK. Maybe nearby university there might be people studying, but if you go to like a city where people are just living, there will be no one studying in a cafe. Whereas I feel like everywhere you go in Seoul, even if you're not nearby a university, there's still people studying. I don't know where they are from.
Have you felt any cultural difference from restaurants?
Oh yeah, actually. In the UK, we tend to go to a restaurant as like kind of a treat. You don't really go to a restaurant just every day, casual, by yourself. That's one thing, by yourself. I don't think I've ever been to a restaurant in the UK by myself. Whereas here, I go really often. There are restaurants that are kind of made for eating by yourself, which I think are really comfy and nice. I guess that's one big difference is I feel really comfortable to go to a restaurant by myself. I don't think I would ever do that in the UK. People would stare at me and be like, why is she here by herself? I feel like obviously there are some restaurants which are more expensive, but there are some restaurants which are so cheap. Crazy that you can get like a full cooked meal for that price. Maybe you can get some things for like 5,000 won, right?
Yeah, if it's cheapest, then it can be 5,000.
Yeah. And for me, I'm not really picky about the quality of food, so I'm totally fine with 5,000 won meals. I think I visit those kind of restaurants a lot.
But when you pay for it, could you tell any cultural difference from it?
I can't use Apple Pay!
Yeah.
So I have Apple iPhone, and back home in the UK, I would just tap, 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 tap. But I can't do that here. There are some stores which do Apple Pay, but maybe I've been to like 5 total. And maybe I've been to like 200, 300 stores here. Like, it's really limited. I have to always get out my card from my purse.
Yeah. Maybe you've noticed this, but lots of people pay transportation with their card, not their phone.
Oh, yeah.
Apple Pay doesn't work. Because for me, I'm using Galaxy. So I can just tap my phone onto the transportation, which is comfier.
Maybe this is an obvious cultural difference, but obviously language is different here.
Yeah.
I'm currently learning Korean so I can live here better and also talk to Sang-yoon and his parents. But I think there's some words that I feel like you guys don't have. that I feel like I need to use. One of them being, if you say thank you, I would say you're welcome. But Koreans don't have that. You guys just go like,
네.
but I feel like a little bit rude if I don't say you're welcome. I think I've got used to it now after living here for 5 months. But when I first moved here, like if someone told me thank you, I'd be like, yeah. Oh. I feel like it's just natural to be like, you're welcome.
We don't really do it, and then we have no words for it.
Yeah, there's just no word for it at all. Guys, what colors are we wearing today? White, black, and we actually didn't plan this, but it fits perfect because in Korea, I feel like everyone wants to be the same. Not many people want to stand out as much. So everyone just wears black or white.
Especially in winter.
Everyone has the same black long coat. So everyone looks really similar. I always made a joke to you. You have a grey padding, like a short grey padding. Every guy has the same one. For me, I like to dress, not today, but I like to dress in colours like pink and purple. But I actually stand out a little bit if I'm walking in the street because everyone else is just wearing black or white colour. And even cars. My dad drives a blue car.
Oh, yeah.
My brother drives a yellow car. I don't think I've ever seen a blue or yellow car here.
Really hard to find.
It's all just white. I feel like most of them are white.
Grey, black.
Yeah. I think it's little things like that I didn't expect. But outro time.
Oh, yeah.
You have to talk in Korean.
그래서 이번 영상에서는 이브가 한국에서 느꼈던 문화적 충격이라든지 아니면 신기했던 점들을 얘기해보았는데 만약 더 궁금하시거나 이 얘기를 더 이어서 듣고 싶다면 댓글로 남겨주시면 저희가 파트 2로 해서 준비를 해보겠습니다. 오늘도 감사합니다.
감사합니다.